the computer. Anyways, I got it, but just barely. I never found where it was. I'll show you. I just guessed in the area in the middle. Oop. She's just like, sometimes she's just like insane. You know what I mean? Like she behaves like a wild animal, which I get, right? Okay. But like she, you know, we took her off of the booth and put her out there, and then she like desperately tried to squeeze through the bottom of the cage, like the baby gate, which she can barely do. And as soon as she did, I grabbed her and tried to put her away, and she was like, "Let me go." I was like, dude, like you don't need to do any of this. She's just a wild animal. Please. Please. Anyways, I put it over here, and it was over here. I was never gonna find this bus stop. It is close enough. Good news though, I did. If you check this out, I got 13 on my country streak. Absolutely insane. This is my new addiction. You thought I was talking about Kaylee? This is the way I train, all right? Soon it will help me actually be insane at locking down places. However, I don't think it's actually that, like, is this really just Italy? Okay. Sometimes I feel like I just don't know. Like, and I'm never gonna know. Like, what is this? Far south? Botswana. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck is this? Gen 1 Greece? Gen 1 Spain? Gen 1 Spain coverage. Fucking Sicily. Look, you either win or you lose. It's a very UK looking house. I was gonna say this is Ireland, but I don't think it is. Yeah, it is. I just needed to see another house that looked like that. You know, right? Like where is this kid on a Segway? Where? I want to say it's Eastern Europe, but I legitimately don't. Croatia. Wow. That was crazy. That was hard. Estonia? Yeah, certainly. Unless it's Russia? Now this is something. What the fuck is this? How did you know it was Lithuania, man? How did you know? What? Chemical sprayer for fields, dead ass? Are you, because I live there. What the fuck? All right, see, this is, see, they try and trick you. You might already be locked into the exact same car and think Guatemala. However, I am here to inform you, not Guatemala. The scary thing is, there's 2 other places that use this shit. Peru? Mongolia? What does this look, like, what is, it looks like Russia. Does Kazakhstan have this, or does it only have the truck with the braces on it? I think I should just go there. If I had to guess, or I meant Kazakhstan, not Kazakhstan. Wait, no, Kazakhstan does have this shit. All right, I'm good. I was confusing myself. I'm in there. It was not Mongolia. Those houses were not Mongolian at all. So I was like, holy shit. American? Ocean View? Ocean View? Oh, I was like, I lived off of an Ocean View, and it looks kind of similar, but nah. Man. All right, here's my thought. This is one of the worst designed roads I've ever seen in my entire life because it has what seems to be a fork with no signage. Ukraine. Fuck. I mean, I don't feel that bad. Are these Icelandic poles? I mean, I don't know where the fuck would this be? No. No, this is weird. Would this be more Turkey? It's probably Spain. No way it was Iceland. I was just saying, like, the poles looked weird. That was, hey, any Spanish people want to say where that was? This right here, I do not know. That was dramatic. Welcome to the rice field, motherfucker. Did it not look like we were driving on the left side of the road? I even looked down and I was like, the car seems to be traveling in one direction. No, we say the back of the car. Oh. Kampala car. White with square windows. Kampala car. Tunisia moment? I mean, they've got literal, like, fucking nomadic. European Union moment. Bulgaria? This circle with a line through it is unique to... Nope. Is that unique to Bulgarian? Nope. I can see it here. I'm stupid. Had no idea. Bruvland? Is this Isle of Man or something? No, it's actually outside Liverpool. No move be insane sometimes. This is Kleinschlash. So it's Austria. These are German border bollards, so that's fine. Antarctica? Probably not. Unless? No, probably not. What the fuck? It's a broken lift? What is this got to be? South Point, Chile? Literally, what else? Greenland has... Oh, sorry. It's the world famous Nuuk ski lift. What the hell? No, I don't want to try that shit. Right. Megaphone on the side of the road, dashed lines, looking World War II fit, you know, with everything pointing to Poland? Slovakia. It wasn't Hungarian. None of the Poles were Hungarian. None of the Poles had fucking holes in them. Cherno looking ass. Yeah. I mean, Serbia? Ukraine? No Ukrainian colors. One EU license plate. It's not, it can't be Ukraine. I'm going Serbia. Lithuania? Mexico? Yo. How did I get 13 in a row? Literally mystifying. Impossible to consider doing that now. I mean, one of them was Monaco, so that was a freebie. But like this right here, this right here, this right here. What is this right here? Is this Balkan? Oh, North Macedonia. I mean, Montenegro. Fuck! God! Oh, it's such a 50-50, dude. Montenegro, they're all in this area, okay? They have those, like, weird things. Those, like, really, like, those huts that are, like, made of, I don't even know what to call it. This is just India proper in New Delhi. Same mountain range, super pretty. Yeah, super sick. Malaysia. Malaysia, east and east-west divided highway. It is Thailand? Interesting. Oh yeah, they're driving on the, yeah, that, okay. Okay, well, actually. Really? I thought Malaysia had, I mean, that is not a Malaysian flag. Okay. This is Iceland. Wait. Okay. I don't know. Got bad news, guys. I think this is just Russia. And the only way that I can tell is if I see a lowercase I somewhere in here, and I don't see it. So I'm going Russia. I'd feel good going Russia anyways here. Yeah. Portugal? Yeah. Oh, this is a good run right here. We're at 6. Oh, it was a good run. Oh man. I believe this is an electric fence. The sun is, we're in the southern hemisphere. So your quest is to determine what kind of dirt this be. Does this fence, does this look Australian to you? I'm feeling Australia here. More so than South Africa. Eswatini. Sick. Cool. Great. Fucking lovely. What was your daily score? 24K. It was Eswatini grass. Oh my God. Dude, you know what's crazy is I'm looking at it like not really putting that 2 and 2. It's just like I didn't go one step further. What is this? This looks cool. Ludolfweg. German? There's a lot of blur. Hot Topic? Wait, is that Hot Topic? Wicked. Ukraine. The translation is notary. Who has a roof rack in Africa that's not Ghana? Is that a Nigerian follow car? What the fuck? All right, I'm doing one more and then I'm gonna go get something to drink and then we're gonna watch some content. But I'm actually upset about that. What the hell? Greece? You know how you tell Greece? Okay, here's my unofficial guide to Greece. Ready? When you spawn in, see if you can see an apartment building or home with nothing in it. All right, I found one. I see 2 maybe. All right, so that's already good. And then the easiest one, you just look here. What the fuck is going on? What's going on with that? Anytime you see that, look at this. What is this thing? That's Greece. That's Greece right there. That's every city in the Balkans. Yeah, but Greece has like, you know how Mexico has Mexico filter? Greece has Greece filter. It just looks bright as fuck. Is this Slovakia? Yes. A fake meta that works is not a fake meta. True. Protecting the people, securing the state. AFP. Central Headquarters for the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Why do I have a vague Sri Lanka? I was like, why? North. Fuck. This is kind of weird because these polls look weird. I mean, everything looks weird in here. Something museum. Hospital. That's why it looks weird. It's in French. Oh no, maybe it's not. Dude, I was like, what is happening with this shit? Maybe it wasn't in French. I just couldn't read any of it. What? Okay, it would do me justice to figure out where we are in the Bell MTS. That's Canada, right? $13.50 for parking. Is that Canadian? Wallace and Wallace. Ah, fuck. I mean, this is Canada. Green plate. Manitoba. Back-to-back Manitoba? Manitoba juicing? Northeast, north, northwest. Nothing to the south. Yeah. It was very green. Green plate is Saskatchewan, so you don't remember that? Okay, green is Saskatchewan. I'll try not to remember that. I won't retain any of that shit, I promise. Sand dune simulation. Just kidding. Okay. All right. Go grab something to drink, eat, whatever. I'll be right back. Ugh. Whoops. I think my cable's fucked up. Cheap vodka, so listen. If it gets the job done. Alright, I gotta give this another couple goes before I decide whether or not this is something I actually enjoy, because I don't understand half of these. Oh, they change. While primarily a backup, Seneca Wallace started 14 games at QB for this NFC team from 05 to 09 and occasionally lined up at wide receiver. Seneca Wallace. NFC Seneca Wallace. Who was bad during 05 and 09? Again, I was so... I don't know, dude. I'm such a fake fan that I don't even know if I could tell you correctly every AFC and NFC team in the correct divisions. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say it's the... I'm gonna say the Raiders? No. I have no idea. Who was it? The Vikings? The Seahawks? I don't know. Along with being home to an NFL team, NFC team, see, I don't even know if they're AFC. That's what I was really thinking hard, and I was like, I don't know. Along with being home to an NFL team, Lucas Oil Stadium has been a venue for the NCAA Men's Final Four since 2010, resides in this U.S. state. Lucas Oil, probably Houston. Final Four 3 times, maybe Dallas. Lucas Oil. Where else would there be? Well, Lucas Oil. Well, no, Jerry Jones owns the fucking stadium, so it wouldn't be Lucas Oil. U.S. state. North Dakota? Lucas Oil. Am I thinking too hard? It's an NFL team, so it can't be North Dakota. Lucas Oil Stadium. That sounds so busted. Who the fuck plays there? The Bills? No. It's gotta be a fucking bum team in the Midwest. Welcome to Lucas Oil Stadium. Who walks out to Lucas Oil? What a time. And NCAA men's basketball. So there's got to be that crossover. It's not Kansas City. Maybe it is Texas. No? The Colts? Yeah, that tracks. 2018 Big East Sixth Man of the Year. This Villanova guard won Most Outstanding Player if you score 31 points in the two. You know what's so funny? I have no idea, but I know this was against UNC. So how would I ever know that? M. Blake, thanks for the 39 months. Anira Duda? Anirudada, thank you for the 35 months. One day I'll get that. This actress has been a spokeswoman for Neutrogena since 2007, including a famous ad with her getting splashed in the face with water and a new 2024 ad with Jenna Ortega. Who the fuck are any? I don't know. Dude, Neutrogena? I haven't even had cable since 2007. I literally have not had cable ever. So Jennifer Gardner is a good idea. I'll just put that. Oh, it was correct. Banger. Celebrity mashup. Keanu Reeves and... He looks like he's a... It looks like he's like a frontman for a band or something. Or like a wrestler. Keanu Reeves and... That's Nick Jonas? I don't know. Yeah. Again, man, I don't know. Typically packaged in yellow cans or green bottles with a yellow wrapper. Coca-Cola introduced a citrus-flavored soft drink in 1979 to compete with Mountain Dew. Squirt! What? It actually was Squirt? Mellow Yellow? I was thinking about it as I was typing Sprite, and I was like, wait, yeah, it might, like, okay, I guess it's Mellow Yellow. Honey Boo Boo's Origin, what the fuck is this? Dude, never mind, I hate this place. Grossing $1 billion, I don't even care anymore. This is, yeah, with the lead singer Sting. Hey, did you guys hear Kiss sold their rights for $300 million? Pretty crazy. Yeah, all right, that was enough of that. I don't know any of these things. What I do know is that this humble abode, this brick and mortar, brick style, brown brick building, potentially in Baltimore, if I might add, maybe Chicago or Philly, is something I can tell you how much that costs, all right? 328, 2024, high interest rates, single unit, 2 stories, 3 bed, maybe 2 bed, 2.5 bath. I'm thinking it's a cool 425. Might be a little high. Oh, it's in Baltimore. Oh, I'm so good. Oh, depends on the neighborhood, but it's a reno. Yeah, I'm looking around. I'm seeing the decks. I'm thinking it's 375 flat. Wait. Damn. It's cheaper? You can get something for $350? I mean, I'm spot on with literally everything in here. How much does this thing cost? It's actually really narrow. This looks like the place that my sister lives. I don't know, 325. It must be in a not good area. Okay, 300. Legitimately? Show me the listing. So it's this middle one. This is a traditional Baltimore row house with your stoop. The street looks fine. The street looks really good for a row home. For Baltimore. I mean, the con is that you don't have a lot of space. It's long, right? But you know, that seems pretty reasonable. It's just narrow as fuck. 300K, huh? So you buy 2 and you knock a wall down. Ew, live, laugh, love. Again, though, I am curious where it is. It might be in like Little Italy area, which even then, this is a I will never, like, if your city looks like this, if this is your backyard, I'll never not love this. This is like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. What the fuck? You're in the best part of Baltimore too. 300K. You're maybe 2 or 3 blocks off being in Fells Point. I was spot on. I said it was near Little Italy. I'm so good. Tucker buying it. The problem with buying anything in Baltimore is that I really, really do believe in its ability to be a great city at some point that is worth living in, but it's really just limited to this. It's really just limited to this. Like, it is unbelievably, you have to hella bet on like a 20-year plan. I love it. I just could not see myself living there. You know what I mean? It's so close to stadiums. Dude, you can walk from anywhere in this photo in 10 minutes. It's the entire inner harbor of downtown where you would want to spend any amount of time. The stadiums, you know, whatever. And then realistically, the best part is that the airport is 15 minutes away right here. And DC is 25 or 30 minutes by train, I guess. And if you need to go out anywhere, you just go up to fucking Towson, which is 25 minutes away. So nearest mountain, you can go out to West Virginia. You could go up to Pennsylvania. It's about an hour and a half. How close is the closest border so you can get the fuck out? Geographically, the most central you can be in Maryland, I believe. It's probably the furthest you can be in Maryland from a border. If you look at it. I mean, realistically, there's nothing happens over here. Nothing happens over here. But yeah, that's crazy. There's just really not a lot of, I guess, I mean, there's just not a lot of people that are like, I want to move to Baltimore. All right, now for the opposite version of this. Wait, hold on. Wait. San Francisco. $2.5 mil. 1.75 mil. 1.5 mil. Oop, 1.6 mil? Oop, 1.7. I don't even care. It doesn't matter. 1.7 mil. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Look, you don't, there's nothing that's gonna help you define how much it costs in San Francisco. It has a yard, okay? It doesn't matter if it's busted or old, it's got a yard. It's 4-bed, 1.5 bath. That's pretty fucking gnarly. That's San Francisco right there. Yeah, somehow cheaper than I thought too. 1.5 million. I would, oh, it's outer Richmond. It's not in, I mean, it's actually in a really nice area. That is way cheaper than I would have traditionally thought, if I'm gonna be honest with you. God, look at how many parks they have. That must be nice. Look at that grid. Dude, such a satisfying city. Oh, yeah. Look at this. This is some shit I would absolutely build in City Skylines. You have a lake, lakeshore, whole bunch of this shit, and then a nice boulevard. Oh, yeah. With unwalkable, unconnected. Like, this is so funny to me because they should have done like interwoven streets, but they're just like, fuck it. Everything's a through street. City says they, wait, why? See, City Skyline says you can't do that. Me? I'm saying I should be able to do that. Show us your backyard content farm idea. I don't care about people's backyards. All right, guys, how much is this really expensive place presented by Greg Messick in Oregon? See, you got to really think about it this way. This is the Oregon coast, so it's an area that nobody ever thinks about in any part of any area. But it's gorgeous, and you might recognize it from the Goonies. So I'm thinking you can see it's got a nice like western, dude, the mist on it is so pretty. You got a front property, the water, you're never gonna swim in it. We're going a cheeky 3.5 million. Too high? Whoops. Well, that's pleasantly surprising. 2.5? $2.75. Three flat on the nose. Okay, 3250000. There it is. Okay, yeah. I mean, that makes sense. It's pretty, I guess. It's certainly pretty. It's just definitely, I'm not sure if that would be worth that much money if I. You're also kind of removed. All right. It's a very pretty place. everywhere outside of basically Portland is literally Kentucky. I don't know why that took me so long to get out. How do I get to my watch laters playlist? Here it is. Seriously, literally anywhere outside of Oregon in I mean, outside of Portland and Oregon or Eugene is like the most backwoods you could possibly imagine. Yeah, same with Washington. Eastern Washington thinks they are more Confederate than South Carolina. I don't know how else to say it. It's wild. Okay. Starting off first with this. Hello?
He can generate 5 of the most realistic photos he can. And then I got another GeoGuessr Pro to take those AI images and then pair each one with 3 actual Street View images to see if I can figure out which ones are real and which one is AI. I also sent the same test to 13 different GeoGuessr Pros, and I'll put their results on screen.
Trying to basically see if people can determine between AI and real Google Street View.
Go ahead and play yourself to the test. Also, I was just informed that we have 5 images. Each one has 1 generated AI, but one of these has 2. So not only do I have to find out which one is AI,
bitrate premium
5, but I also have to figure out which
what
one
the
has 2,
fuck is
those 2
this?
as well. But let's see how we do. Okay,
what is
round
this?
1.
What is this? What do you mean? 1080p enhanced bitrate premium HD. Anyways, I have never seen that. That's brand new for me. I've never clicked on that. All right, so I've already watched the first one of these, but basically to reiterate, he had the best landscape AI artist come in and create a bunch of images for him, and then he gave those to a good GeoGuessr YouTuber who then matched those images with places that looked very similar, and he's supposed to try and figure out which one is correct. Artist fucking prompt monkey, that's why I put air quotes. I just said we should just call them directors or something. I don't know.
Neatly looks very, very difficult. But this looks like something you would see in like Indo-mainland Malay, especially with like this road quality. It looks pretty distinct. You can even see like we might even have some of that cloudy coverage right here.
So I'm gonna tell you what I said initially off the rip on this thing, and then I'm curious if you guys feel like you agreed. I thought that this was the fake AI generated image. And the reason I said that was the road pavement quality is so smooth, and the grass looks like a little bit I don't know. But
from the Street View car potentially, or like the dust from when we're driving, because we probably are driving left here, I would assume. Could be Indonesia or something like that. And this pole I think really makes sense for that region of the world. So I'm gonna go ahead and negate 4. I think that's real. Now we're looking at 1, 2, and 3. Potentially 2 of these could be AI. I think the pavement on top left looks like it could be something that resembles like Thai pavement. Again, I think we're gonna be in Southeast Asia, but what steers me away from 1 being AI generated is the telephone poles, the wires on top of the road.
See, I didn't think about that.
Sure
like it's probably really hard for AI to do telephone.
That feels like it would be hard for that to happen. And this does feel like something I would see in Thailand. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it's either 2 or 4 or both. But let's see. I'm gonna try to get 100% all of these because I really want to do well. I would say 2 looks the most unlike Street View coverage, but it's still so good. Like it looks so realistic. What throws me off is the point of view in the background here. Like this looks slightly more blurred than what you usually see on Street View, or like slightly a different tint. Like trees. This should be in focus too. This looks slightly distorted. This red pavement with a red soil. Like where would this be? This is my hypothesis, is that it looks like something that was generated to be India that isn't actually India, because India Street View coverage would be like a different camera coverage. Yeah, the more I look at 2, the more I think it's AI generated. But again, the soil and everything does add up, but I don't know where I would place this in the world. It would have to be somewhere in Southeast Asia or like India. Wait, this is a crazy call out, but why is this side of the street mode and this side of the street isn't? Maybe
like that fucking blew my mind. So much saturation on 3, which I feel is like AI. Right, I agree. And also the clouds looking blown out. And really the road was bothering me a lot.
that's just me like overly nitpicking. And things like this, you just kind of have to grasp for some straws regardless of what you think the answer is. But like this pavement looks
No. He's saying, yeah, cliffside, but he's saying nobody would ever nobody would ever mow these roads. Like nobody would mow a road like that.
Real. This looks like standard Gen 4 like coverage, I think, in Indonesia or like somewhere in Southeast Asia again. I'm gonna go ahead and say final answer 1, 3, 4 are real, and 2 is AI generated. Okay, and for round 1, the imposter is number 2. All right, so we're 1 for 1 so far. This was a lot more difficult than I imagined. I feel like usually when I look at like AI art,
like
I
that's
imagine
like
it to be like that
insane
cartoony
deductive
vibe.
reasoning.
But even like the kind of the exact angle of the car for number 2 and like the height of the Google Street View camera is so similar that it's kind of eerily
It does
scary.
look kind of
That's
low.
insanely impressive.
Other GeoGuessr pros. 9 out of 3. Yo, most people chose 2. 1 chose 3, and some chose 4.
Okay, round number 2. Okay, immediately I do not think it.
All right, hold on. Okay, all right, lock it in. All right, I feel like I'm really confident on number 1 and number 4 being real images because of the existence of buildings in there. But one thing that's kind of like, and not only the telephone poles, like I agree with that, but like these couplings and stuff make sense, right? But one thing that is kind of throwing me off is this one. This one looks like it has muddy snow, right? And it looks so much realer than this one. But I feel like everything's blurred in the background behind these trees. It's probably so hard to see. It looks like there's a source of light here. This doesn't. I can see that.
This makes too much sense geographically for it to make sense, for it to be AI. We have this pole right here with like this standard like Ontario lamp with the single yellow road line, which would make a lot of sense for Canada. So like this would be an insanely really good AI, like realistically generated image for it to be AI. Like I think this just has to be real. There's no way they got like Ontario poles. I mean, 2 could easily be AI generated. Oh Lord, this is gonna be tough. The thing about this is I got JHK to get the locations for me, and he knows winter coverage locks super well. You can tell he knows what he's doing here because this is not easy. What I do like about this image, why I think this could be real, is because since this is going to be Canada or the US, presumably, since the top left one is, and I'm assuming they're going to be different similar regions of the world, that you can see that the marks of the tires right here are coming from the same direction that the car would be coming from, driving right, which would make a lot of sense for this to be real. Like
that's what I was saying, man. I was like, why? I was like, the road is like dirty, like off the road. Like it looks like somebody like, you know what I mean?
Don't know if an AI generated image would have the markings of the tire following the car. Maybe I'm discrediting it a bit, but that would be an extreme eye of detail that I don't think you'd be able to pick up on. But also it's like generating from pre-existing images that probably also have that. So I also will say that this is really throwing me off how tall this telephone pole is. Like, and are there several? I think there's 3 sets of poles here. I think there's one here, one here, one here and one here. This might be fake because there's 4 sets of telephone poles and this is like taller than a tree. You know what I mean? This would blow my mind because just looking at the road, this churned up snow looks so real. All right, but wait. Look. Okay, just hear me out. There's no windows on this home that I can see. There's no windows on this entire side of this wall or this one. Hard to say. We can see we're driving right, which does make sense, and you can see the tire
maybe
marks. So I'll say that's less likely to be
I still think this one's fake, but he said that one of these might have. Sorry, he says one of these might have 2.
Off. 3 here looks like Gen 2 snow coverage, not the US or Canada, I don't think, unless it's like
a garage.
This just looks like kind of standard Gen 3 coverage. I'm gonna metagame this because I want to get 100%, okay? I feel like this right here, this color distortion in this image right here is actually really common in Street View. You can see on the trees right here, you have these like green boxes. I feel like that's what I thought was like a blur. Because what if that's like an AI messing up? I'm gonna say that distortion is like not AI though, because you do get that common with the Street View camera. And I'll say 4 will be AI because it's driving in the center of the road. Like the poles make sense. They're wooden poles. Like it
is driving in the center of the road.
It makes sense. The road lines make sense. Again, I think this will just have to be AI because it's kind of just driving in the middle of the road. But even like this road, like how I was saying, like this road has like the markings, like this road also has like a similar type of wear and tear from cars and things, which is actually super impressive if that's AI. The house feels kind of weird though. This house does. Am I silly for thinking like why would there be 2 telephone wires on the same side of the street?
3.
All right, I'm gonna say this round 4 is AI because it also just looks like slightly off street view coverage. The imposter for round number 2 is number 4.
Let's
2 for
go!
2. Okay.
All right. As soon as I do agree. What really got it for me was this specific telephone wire. Where does it connect? Like, and also the thickness, the girth of this wire, or of this pole. I was like, that's like a high voltage telephone pole girth. It's like, it's huge. 30-second pole on the next one. I don't give that. I don't get. It's okay. You can just shout it out.
3. One of these is gonna have 2, so I need to keep that in mind. So I'll be on the lookout for that. Oh, I potentially could have said both of these were actually, but this looks so good.
2. A lot of people thought 2 was.
Like the same process.
Okay. Wow. This is crazy because I instinctively want to call this one as fake because of the foliage, but like, here's what I'm hoping for, all right? The way that this looks too generated, like the coverage of this green being on the road, look at the width of the road right here, and then it just extends. Like, this would be really, it would be dead or more dead. Also, the center line, it's like short dash, long, thick dash. So I feel pretty good about that. And it like this, I don't know. I feel pretty good. But that if that was a real place, it'd be really weird. This one doesn't jump out at me as being AI. This one also doesn't jump out at me as being AI. Like, you see how this is just like looks unkempt and stuff? Like, this is like a weird shade of green. You don't really get the shamrock green in nature. Is this fake? I think the shadow is too harsh on this. There's like no diffusion on this shadow. But it could just be really angular. I'm going to say this is not. I'm going to say this is AI too. Because of the way this rock thing is just like, I don't even know.
That I'm applying here is kind of the same process that you apply in GeoGuessr, where like when you're making a guess, you kind of just make guesses because it just feels right. And you can't really describe that feeling because it's something that comes with experience. And I'm gonna be honest, round 3 here is pretty obvious. I don't think I need to spend much time on this, unless there's another one, but this third one looks pretty obviously AI generated. I don't think I've ever seen anywhere on Earth that has this like type of road. This looks like Norway, like near Bergen. This looks like rural Norway, like Scandic too. And we have again these like blurs that are common in street view coverage. This I'm not sure where actually this is, but
Feather.
I like JHK. I think JHK is a
Oh, says in the
guy.
chat.
I guess he probably put this photo because
Thanks for
he wanted
hanging.
to match it to this photo.
Off to lurking as always. I appreciate it. Thanks for hanging with us.
And he can just find a road that matches anything. That's actually so impressive. Shout out to him for that. But I can see what, I don't know, I'm not sure what this is going for. We have double white center line here, which doesn't really make sense for anything that I would guess for this geographically, because like double white
That's
center
what I
line, where are you
said.
going? You have to go like Australia, Malaysia, Poland. This is never Poland. This is never Australia. Maybe I can see myself going weird Malaysia, but this is just, never Malaysia. It also has that kind of AI look. So I'm pretty confident. I don't think these are 3D generated. Like, actually, let me look at 2. Oh, dude, wait, this is actually so tough. No, I'm not gonna overlook this. This looks real. What is this though? What is this?
That's
rock?
what I
Is this
said.
a
The
stopper
rock
from
is
parking or something?
weird.
I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I mean, I'm not gonna overthink this. I've seen roads like look exactly like this in Bergen or like Norway, I guess. This looks like Finland, Norway, Sweden.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but that rock look fucking, it's just
for
over
round
there.
3 is number 3.
Oh.
Okay, so far so good.
I would've been
I'm not
wrong.
a Facebook mom quite yet, but I could be. So that means one of the last 2 photos has 2. So I gotta keep that in mind. Oh lord, this is not easy. Wait.
This is not easy because of the aspect squish. All right, well, I have my instinctive feeling is that number 3 down here is real. but I'm going to walk it back. I don't think this is real because there's a rogue telephone pole or wire that's going into a tree and not connecting to anything. And this has 2 center wires directly connected to something that doesn't have an insulator. There's 2 insulators over here without a connection. I think this one's fake. I think this one's real. I don't know why it just feels more real. I would say all of these are real, if I'm honest with you, aside from this one.
Why are these all so good? So the obvious answer is number 3, because like probably going for southern Brazil here, but it feels off. It does look so close though. Like this looks so good. I guess it could be like a weird Indonesia. Number 1 looks real, and number 2 also looks real. Or does it? These trees look so real. This pole is throwing me off. Wait, no, this is not real. These leaves don't really make sense. This looks like a piranha pine though, which would make sense. Wait, is that a piranha? Or is it supposed to be a piranha? I can't tell if this is. It looks like this is supposed to be Brazil. And if this is supposed to be Brazil, I don't know what this pole would be doing.
Yeah, the
there.
color grading
It's
looks
not a
off, you're
Brazilian
right.
Ladder pole. The number 3 is definitely fake. That one's definitely AI. And this one looks real too. You can even see the pole right here in the background, which would be crazy to grab. But this road and vegetation all looks super real. And this pole really makes sense for this. Like these are like similar. It's 2 and 4. Is this the one with 2? Do I do the 2 here? Or is 2 real? I can't tell if 2 is real. Shout out to Pratik, because this is, I did not expect this to be this. I thought it was going to be like, obviously.
I would say that the only thing that caught my eye here, I really thought that this vegetation divot that they have, it disappears right here. Not that it can't do that, I'm just saying.
It's not this one, you silly goose, like, you know. But like actually having to use my brain. Looks like we're coming left, we're driving left too on this one, which would actually make sense. If this is supposed to be Indonesia or Brazil, I can't tell what this is supposed to be. But like this fencing would be weird for Indonesia. It makes more sense for Brazil. It could be 1 or 4 actually. I'm just gonna act like I'm playing a game with you guys here for both, and I like load into each round, and I'm just gonna like get my first reaction. Okay, Indonesia, nice, okay. Brazil, nice, okay. I get this one, I'm like, okay, wait. I've been on this one for like so long. Again though, this one is like mowed correctly, it looks like too. Dude, this is impossible. Like the sky low-key feels like this looks,
it looks a little fake, off. Right? Like with the color, it's like 2 and 2.
Okay, no, wait, no, look at this tree. Wait, look at the branches on this tree. Like these branches look AI. You can't tell me that branch does not look AI. I'm locking it in. 2 and 3 are AI. The imposters for round number 4 are number 2 and 3. Oh my god. That was, guys, I literally might have to go apply deodorant after that one. That one was so like difficult. I mean, 3 was easy. Let's be honest. 3 is just does not.
Yeah, I didn't think it's
2. This is an
the mode part
AI.
wasn't
Wait,
a problem.
I can't even believe this is actually AI. If they cropped the image like left only, I would never. I think these trees in the right gave it away, but we'll take it. Can we go 6 for 6? I'll be beating the Facebook allegations after this one. Oh no, dude. Why the
fall? All right. I feel pretty confident that number 1 is fake. There's literally 0 plant debris on that road, despite it being a week or 2 into fall. I just spat. I don't know why. You know what I mean? 4 looks weird. The width of the road is huge. I'm going to say 2 is fake because there's not even a telephone pole with any of these wires attached to it that I can see. This one's fake. The way the trees are branched out and the way the lighting comes through looks too cinematic for a street view. I just don't know if I've seen something that looks like it has camera haze on it. That's what I feel like, but I can't say that they're both fake because there's only one that's fake. This looks fake because it's wide. This looks fake because there's no plant on it. I don't feel like... I don't feel like this one... I don't know. There's something in every one of these. This one is real. I'm going that this one's real because the branches actually look fucking normal. I'm going with this one's not real because the trees are bent at really weird angles for no reason, like this. Unless that's... And like same here.
It has to be rural. Wait, 1 Loki looks generated. Wait, 3 is Loki generated. No, this is never generated. There's like that red marking on that tree, which is like, there's no way that AI is getting that red marking. Like,
Damn, I can't see that.
And this makes sense for like a rural, like Northeast US or like Minnesota. Or
yeah, cables being so low
the reason
and
why I would say
not
this
connected.
almost wouldn't be AI is because of the gap in the road line right here. It's too realistic. But that looks just like everything else just looks kind of AI. 4 looks AI too, actually. I don't know though, because like the faded yellow road line is also pretty good. What trips me up about 4 here is the leaves in the road. Like this looks like a pretty main used road. Like it's paved very nicely, which I would assume would mean that this road is used pretty often. Like geographically, everything makes sense here, but I would assume that those leaves would not stay on the road that long with cars driving by. And especially if we're driving right, unless it's wet. If we're driving right, the wind would take the leaves off the road, right? Is that me way overthinking this?
Yeah, yeah, bro. You ever had wet leaves? Them things are on there for a year.
You see like the curvature in the road too, and that lines up with like that.
And that's a crack.
Here, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Doesn't really look. They have that like AI feel, you know. And it looks like there's a mailbox in the background, but there's also no road for that mailbox to be going into. If that's even a mailbox, I'm overthinking it.
I was looking at what the fuck? I was looking at these trees too. Look how many like spindly boys there are. There's like a bunch of these, and then look at this random branch that sticks out insanely far from the right.
I don't know. I've actually sat here for like 20 minutes. I'm gonna say 1's AI generated. Final answer. And if it's 4 because of like
that was my initial gut, right, but I would be
upset. That's just how the cookie crumbles. The imposter for round number 5 is.
Oh
no, dude. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and cope, but like.
Yeah, man. I said this just looked generated. Like even the way that this is darker foliage with more pines and stuff, and this looks overgrown Eastern European almost. And then this doesn't look like it connects anywhere. This is such a good idea. Look at that wonky ass tree in 3. This is look at this thing. Look at these. Like what is going on? Yeah, it's just very interesting. That's cool. All right.
She's still alive.
So this got nominated as for an Emmy, or I don't know what it's called, for something. And I haven't seen it yet. It's Our Master Chef's Brooklyn restaurant earned a Michelin star in its first year, which is pretty much the most insane thing ever. Like imagine just being like, I'm starting a restaurant, and then you're like, my restaurant's one of the best in the world. What next?
Live. So this is Ben. Ben brings our stuff from Regalis, which right now we're receiving crab, Norwegian king crab, still pretty alive and she's pretty spunky today, and also some Perigord truffles for us today.
I
feel like we're one of your only people in this neighborhood, like immediate neighborhood.
The only person.
The only person? Yeah. Ordering 4, 5 for tasting, 5 for snack. This is for our opening bite, the bay leaf tartlet, and we basically take this king crab, we'll steam it, and then we're gonna toss it in a reduced crab stock and a little bit of smoked butter. Make sure you tuck them wings in, cuz. She's trying to get out of there. You gotta tuck them wings in. I mean, I think Brooklyn naturally gives you a little bit of an underdog kind of feel, but we also felt that even more being so tucked into the neighborhood that we had to really fight for.
That's such a nice little place. Oh, yeah. The kind of restaurant that you're like, I'm about to get the most delectable meal from somebody making 15 meals a night.
People to discover us.
Crab wings? Wait a minute. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if you took, that would probably destroy the crab. No, fuck it. I don't care. I want to have crab wings now. Bread, some king crab chunks, and fry them. Dip them in some buffalo wing sauce. That sounds delicious. Old Bay seasoned crab wings. Just Old Bay crab in general, but yeah. Next shitty cooking. I could never do crab on shitty cooking because people who have never seen how you dress a crab would be horrified. I would most certainly get reported on Twitch for doing something I'm not allowed to do. You know what I mean? Like, give it a pretty skirt. Yeah, for sure. I'm going to boil it. And then I'm going to take a knife and open it up from the stomach. And then I'm going to take out its gills, its lungs. I'm going to scoop all the yellow goop out. And then I'm going to crack it in half with my hands. And I'm going to lick my fingers. Eating crab is not pretty. What do I do if I want bone-in crab wings? My friend, we have those. They're called soft shell crab. Order soft shell crab. It's literally crab cooked and edible in the shell. That is bone crab. Very tasty.
Right now?
So I'm about to blend this bouillon, and then I'm gonna go crab, steam it, and break it up.
Break it down. Okay.
Fucking insane that
We get about 2 days.
Sorry, I'm sorry that I'm gonna keep pausing, but I love this. Like, insane that a human saw this and was like, you know what though? I bet you if we just decided to boil that bad boy, it'd be good. Some butter on there.
We get about 2 days, 2 services out of 1 crab. Like I said, you want to make sure people get like crab. You know, we don't want to say like, hey, we're using this really sick crab and only give people little bites of crab. You know, make sure it's nice and chunky.
Wait, 2 days of service from 1 crab is insane. Me? Hey, which day of service is it? Is it the fresh day of service or are you using reserve crab? Lobster, yeah, lobster used to be poor people food. Crustaceans, they were unclean. Same with caviar. Caviar was a efficient way to get a ton of nutrients and was literally a staple diet of poor people in around the Black Sea. Do you have a button you click to register the good thing to highlight? Yeah, on my Stream Deck. Just hit a button and it provides a marker, and then Twitch lets you go in at the end of the stream and download a CSV, an Excel spreadsheet with every single timestamp, and then I go in and I import those bookmarks into the timeline on Adobe Premiere, so it has a little marker at every moment, and then I scrub through, which is way more efficient than writing it by hand like I used to. Holy fuck, nothing was worse than that.
So on Tuesdays, you know, from start to finish, you know, the cooks get in around 9:30, and by 10 a.m. we're full throttle. Whether we're like waiting on.
Yeah, I have to take my hand off the controller to hit it. Usually I just kind of like hit it in the corner, you know, because it's just sitting right here. But sometimes like
on orders, or you know, getting everything on the stove, stocks, sauce work, veg for the night, all that stuff is kind of going as soon as we can get here, so we can get set up. 6 hours may seem like a lot of prep time to some people, but
6 hours of prep?
I thought I got 2. Yeah. Yeah, this is the first one of the day. Like until we get the fluke in and get all the fish clean and process stuff like that, we kind of are just kind of waiting. Everything we try to get as whole as possible, and then we take it over here to
literally
the
a
dish,
prep
so we can get
shift.
It scaled, clipped. So the fluke is for our first plated dish, and
these
it's a
fish
2-day
are hard
process. So we take the fluke, scale it, clean it, and then we want to cure it overnight in salt kombu, and then the next day we're able to come in, pound it out flat. It's really important that we get it going early because it needs to cure for exactly 24 hours before we can start the next phase of the dish. The fluke was the dish I was the most excited about.
Fluke is such a wide, it's not a flounder.
Decided to treat the fluke as if it was like a spring roll wrapper.
It's very similar, but it's a fucking
Every day we
weird
bring in
fish.
the fluke, so we're always a day ahead. So even on Monday when we're closed, we got a fluke in yesterday. Someone comes in to process it so it can be ready for Tuesday night service.
Cleaned up fluke. I will pass it off to Chef Max. He is great at butchering fluke. He was feeling himself from yesterday. Apparently he nailed one, so he's gonna do it today.
Like yesterday, I was giving Michael a demo on how to break it down because the way I broke it down yesterday was like next level perfect. I'm like, damn, that boy bad. We want everybody here to be chefs. And because it's such a small team and the space is really intimate, if I'm breaking down a protein, he should learn how to do it too, because one day, I don't know, I may be sick, can't come in, or have to work on something else. He needs to be able to do the same. And like, I was really feeling myself yesterday, and like today, like I outdone myself again. Like, goddamn.
I mean, dude, true. I'm sorry. This is the kind of person that I want to. I need a chef friend. You know what I mean? I mean, well, we have them. Like, shout out Andy Lunique one time because, like, sometimes there's nothing more fun than you're hanging out, and they're just like, "Hey, I'm gonna make something real quick," and then they put it down in front of you, and they're like, "I made some fucking great food," and you're like, "Oh boy, like so good." Let him cook. Is Eli a chef? He bakes. He did some culinary stuff, but very high stress environment. So understandably, he decided to switch roles, do comms and stuff.
Right? Like there, look at that.
Yeah, very nice.
Yes, yes, yes.
You can talk shit if you want. No, that's not chef.
You can still talk shit though. Most cooks in all the restaurants are like scared to tell their chef if something's right or something's wrong. I really appreciate the team that we have here because we're honest with each other. The difference between working here and those like big old French restaurants is like I get to have my eye on everything. As I'm prepping this, there's 2 preparations that's happening in here, so I could just turn around and see what Michael's doing, how his tart's looking. Casey, he's working on his shellfish project. I could just look over and see it, and like Charlie's upstairs.
That seems like a nice
So Charlie has
environment.
eyes upstairs. So like I come in the morning, I have my AM team down here, and it's like they're right behind me. We're like well connected, we're well together, and we're able to hold each other accountable better. So we're gonna hit it with a light cure, and let it
Damn.
cure overnight.
Damn.
Then tomorrow, Casey will come in, rinse out the
You took cooking
salt from
classes
the
almost
fish.
your entire 6-year high school. If they offered that in class, I would totally have done it. I feel like everybody clowned on home ec when like we were growing up, my generation, because home ec was like, oh, you gotta learn to cook. Oh, you gotta learn to do the fucking laundry, dumbass. Like that was what home ec was. It was for people that didn't want to do anything and they wanted an easy A, right? But like now I'm like, if they offered me a culinary class that was like, no. Yeah, you thought you were going to make grilled cheeses. We're going to make a bechamel, and if you can't make one that's stable, you're failing. Like that, I would have been like, okay. Like I would have been stoked on it. That would have been so good. Like I really wish now that I learned to be more useful with my hands. Like I would have really liked to learn how to, I don't know, like maybe properly like put together a support structure, you know? I'm not knocking home ec. I'm saying I did when I was a kid because that was a cool thing. You can still learn. I am learning. I still am learning. That's why I'm trying to teach myself how to cook.
Fish, and then he would portion it for our garde cook, who will pound out the turbo flat so they can make
I
the
know
little
you can
spring
take
rolls
classes.
upstairs.
I'm learning After Effects right now.
So here we have the sawara, which is the mackerel that we use on the main course here. Yeah, that was almost $3 worth of mackerel. that
Holy
just walked in.
mackerel.
The sawara dish, you know, we get the fish in, maybe let it age just a little bit, not too much because the sawara doesn't really need it. It grills very well. We felt it was a very great way to finish the meal with the fish being grilled opposed to like a heavy meat dish, you know. We just recently started going fish on main. Although a lot of guests expect their meat or their bird, we recently just, you know, kind of went for it.
Damn, chef, not bad.
Not bad for an old man.
When me and Charlie was at like Lev Masson Park, he was a butcher before I was. So it's like low-key always talking shit about each other's butcher game. So we're always like competing.
When else am I gonna get to say holy mackerel?
This would be a lot easier if he had a sharper knife, but you know,
Wow.
work with what you got.
Wow, we chef.
We have a really small walk-in, obviously.
Damn.
And it gets really
You
packed
can't
this time of the
even
week. So we try to like paint
yell
or
in
dry
there.
age anything here, or if it's larger proteins, it'll go on the speed rack here. So this is a striped bass from Montauk, and we just wanted to see how it compared to the other fish we've been using.
I would take cooking classes if it was low stress. I think that everything is better in low stress environments. And LA has a lot of things where basically a chef will come over to your home with ingredients and teach you how to cook something right there with you for like $200, which is very nice. You know what I mean? But like that's not really what I want, and it would be nice to go somewhere and take consistent courses, i.e. culinary school, but I'm never doing that unless I'm fucking retired. Like I'm not interested in spending any vast amounts of hours per day doing anything, you know? That sounds professionally desperate from a real chef. I don't think they give a fuck what you think, you know? I think
So
it's like
today we're going to be comparing this striped bass to the
I
sawara.
think it's nice to have that option.
I mean, we always are happy with the sawara and the way it's been going on the new menu. But anytime we can try to see how a local product would compare to the product we're sourcing from Japan, we want to see like why spend the extra money and the time to get
That's
it from
smart.
Japan versus if we can get a product that's local from the area and it'd be just as good or if not better, then we'll go that route. If we're going to replace the sawara on this course, we need something that is going to be able to react well to the charcoal, you know, take the heat, and also while retaining its moisture, and also be able to get crispy skin. I think this is gonna be nice.
It looks like it.
Yeah, so that's the plan today. We'll cook it side by side with the Sawara and see how it compares. You know, is it something we should move into, or if we should just stick with what we know right now, which is very good.
I need some of that. Is that like paper?
So now it's like 1 o'clock.
Is that like parchment paper, or not paper, but like absorbent cloth for meat to reduce juices? I mean, I know I can just use a paper towel, but it looks like it might be, I don't know, different.
You know, Chef Kayla is pretty much knee deep in getting the flukes ready for tonight's service, so she'll have her
Put
head
me
down,
in the
focus
bear
on
as
that,
somebody who wants
and then
a
we'll start
specific
to
food.
divvy up the rest of her prep list for the station amongst everyone else. As you can see, like Chef Grace is already jumping on the crab.
God
I've
damn,
never
look at
gotten
that
to
boy.
break this down before. This is like my second or third time doing it. I've always watched Chef Casey do it, and I've always wanted to do it, so he definitely lets us try a lot of new things that we wouldn't normally get to try in like a larger scale fine dining restaurant.
It's a very small kitchen. Although they have their own sections, we all still work together, you know, and the dishes are designed to where they always do something for each other, you know, and that way everyone like sees the value in the product, but also sees how much work the other person is doing. You know, no one is ever like, man, like I'm buried in this prep list. and
6
you're over
fucking
here
inches
chilling.
of
Right, they're already
crab
portioned.
meat.
Casey, oui? They're portioned?
Wide pole towel?
Sick.
Oh, hell yeah.
I like to squeeze in a little bit of playfulness on the fluke. Make it a crudo, but just try to have a little more fun so when guests receive it, you know, maybe they smile, they take pictures of it. As you can see, these went 24 hours. They're nice and like very, very tacky. Wouldn't be very thin, but we don't want them to like disintegrate on us, like
Tacky.
melt on us essentially.
So sticky.
Basically, we'll do this tortilla press smasher. So as we're pounding it, you want to be a little translucent here, but you want to make sure it's not.
Oh, wait, what? Yo, get the tortilla press. All right, we're smashing the fish.
Like completely falling apart, and you also want
That's
to make sure it's not too chunky in
insane.
points,
I've
so
never
that when we
seen
go to
that.
roll the spring rolls, they're really even. They all have the same mouthfeel to them. Pretty sick, right? It's a fun time making these work. So as I'm doing this, getting the flukes pounded, ready
Wait,
to go.
so that's
Chef Kayla
what he
here
means
is
by a
preparing
crudie.
the juliennes that will be rolled inside the fluke.
So we backpack it just to get the flavor inside of the vegetables without
Word.
actually cooking them. And the vegetables are just gonna create a little bit of a crunch that goes inside of the fluke.
It's a fucking fish wrap. Oh, I want to eat that.
Veg is cut. They're all measured to 1.5 inches so that all the rolls are pretty consistent.
Burrito tacos
Kayla
with
takes
fish tortillas?
each
I'm
portion
just saying
of fluke,
fish
essentially,
tortilla is a
and
new
tries to
thing
get
I
as
never
many
knew
rolls as we
existed.
can out of one piece. It ranges, you know, maybe we can get 2 rolls, 3 rolls.
That's a lot of effort.
How long it takes you about to roll? About an hour or 2 per day to roll on a low end. If we're fully booked on a Friday, Saturday night, it takes a little bit more, and we normally have 2 people doing it. In service, it also takes to do it in a timely manner, it takes 2 people to plate each one. as well. So we like.
Yeah, this is why you go spend money at a restaurant sometimes, because you're never gonna make this, you never will make this, and you get to experience something that is way too hard to make it justifiable unless you're in that moment. That's why I fucking love that shit. What's the GeoGuessr website that had Plonket?
Spread out the work, so no one's just buried in the fluke all day.
That's crazy.
It's about 2 o'clock. We're finally on our last fluke roll here. Now we're over the hump. Now the rest of the day will fly. We'll have a good service. I mean, I knew it'd be a lot of work, but you know, if you want to get something that delicate and that precise, then it just takes a lot of time. You know, I've done dishes like that as a cook before, but sometimes when you're on this side of it, when you're like the chef assigning the dish to a cook, you kind of are like, damn, like that's kind of a lot of work. So like, I try to throw hands as much as I possibly can and try to help get it done. But you know, in the
that
end, in
looks
service,
insane. I would
it's very
crush.
worth it.
That looks so pretty. Oh my
Now that
god.
this is done, we're gonna start
He
to
seems like a chill boss.
fabricate the last fish of the day, which is the salmon, which takes the least amount of work. We just need to break it, brine it,
Thanks,
and do a little
Colossus.
poach on it. So we'll head down and get that going right now. So the salmon is a dish that I felt a little
What did you
passionate
just
about
say?
because So the salmon is a dish
Oh,
that
I thought he said
felt
salmon.
a little passionate about because I grew up eating a lot of salmon. You know, like my mom
Yeah.
cooked a lot of it.
I love
and my
salmon.
family cooked a lot of salmon growing up in Detroit. You got the brine for this already ready to go? Or we need to make. It's just common, you know? It's like a very common thing that you have as a home cook. People ask all the time, like, is the food French or American, or if it's things that I grew up eating and whatnot. And it depends, you know? Like sometimes I am inspired by like a classic French dish.
They brine the salmon.
Nah, I think it's like all influence, but I don't think the way it eats it screams like, oh, this is only a French dish. We've had a couple people come here before with fish allergies, and I was just kind of like, wow, you need to read the menu before you come here. You know, I think this year we're a little bit more comfortable with saying that the food is very seafood heavy.
This is oh man, that
Sure,
looks
we definitely
so
like to
good.
try.
This is something that I think I need to try and convince Kaylee that she can eat some fucking, like raw fish, but like fish is so good.
Try to finish up as many tasks as possible before we
Look at the
start down.
menu.
So that's kind of like.
Hold on. Yeah, small plate, big price. Small plate, big price. I don't give a fuck. I am a proponent of this. White asparagus, potato cannoli, mushroom, tuli, nori tartlet. Okay, so mushroom on a seaweed tart with white asparagus and potato. Potato and caviar, shima aji, I don't know what that is. Hokkaido scallop. And Samegawa Karai, I don't know what it is. Dry aged duck and Colorado lamb saddle. Sounds good. Coconut pineapple, strawberry cheesecake. $305. That is an insanely expensive price for a Michelin star restaurant. I understand, but that is tough to swallow for moi. Yeah, because the drinks and everything. That's a good deal for that meal. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not a worthy price. I'm saying it's tough to swallow. The most money per person that I have ever thought about spending was at a similar Michelin star restaurant, and that was like $180 a head, and I was like, holy fuck. Was it worth it? Yeah, it was really, really good. But like, that's just to have twice that almost. You have to accept that it's an experience for sure. So good though. Would totally do it once, only once.
Like the bottleneck of the day when everyone is kind of like trying to hurry up and finish a bunch of projects so they can scrub down on time, get their family meal ready. Usually the most.
Also, I just realized when they were prepping, the entire time I kept thinking, you finished the prep work for all of these and it doesn't even fill up one whole baking sheet. How many tables do you serve? How many heads do you serve per night? Presumably they only do 60, 100, right? Like maybe not even that many, because this is all of the ones that they've made. Well, I'm sorry. This is all the ones they've made. So it's just like, this is how many people eat here, I guess.
Sure, we definitely like to try to finish up as many tasks as
15?
possible before we scrub down. So that's kind of like the bottleneck of the day when everyone is kind of like trying to hurry up and finish a bunch of projects so they can scrub down on time, get their family meal ready. Usually the most stressful part of the day is between, 2 and 4 o'clock.
For the most part, the day is like really chill and smooth. But like if you're like just bullshitting all day, once it hits 2 o'clock, you're
It's a
Now
26
it's about
seat
a little bit after
restaurant.
4:45. Family meals all over, all cleaned up. But before we go all the way into it, we're gonna test out the fish for tonight. Comparing this striped bass to the sawara. We cook it, like I said, over the charcoal here. Pan spray, because we love that shit. And it helps stuff not stick to it. So this is the striper that's been aging for a week now. And like I said, we really just want to see how it reacts to the charcoal now that it's lost all of its moisture, and if the skin can get as crispy as we feel like the sawara will here. So we'll just cook them side by side and see how it goes. And this is just a little bit of fat that we kind of make up ourselves. A little bit of animal fat, oils. And we use this little guy. We don't have the fans that chefs put in their back pockets. So we'll hit it a little bit, and then we'll let it chill, relax a little bit, and then we'll go right back on with the striper. People expect something that's, hearty, or usually like a red meat or bird, or meat sauce at the end of the meal. And we want to make sure this dish, doesn't leave you feel like you have a void or wanting more, something that's hearty, balanced but well-rounded. This one we'll take to like, a medium rare. And this one we'll cook it more through, you know, typically on the bass.
That Pam spray is the only thing I can afford, dude. Everybody uses that all the
And this
time.
is the Sorara here, was grilled up pretty nice, and then
Damn, that looks good.
that's here. So the Sorara, this is the one that we're like very used to, very familiar with, so how it goes with the grill. Always fire. But this one has a little bit better crust to it. It's hard to beat, right? And I think the skin is crispier here, which is beautiful, but I think the mackerel works better with the sauce work here. But the skin on there is definitely superior than the mackerel. You know, even though this one is, you know, maybe local to us, in order for us to change it from here, this will have to be clearly superior, you know, and I don't think that it is.
They just A/B.
I think maybe it's a different
A/B
dish for another
tested
time,
it.
or different sauce.
Oh.
But I think the mackerel is like, we can't mess around with that one.
That's so
Definitely
good.
for this set, it's
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 too good.
everything.
Yeah. You know, it's my first year as an executive chef, right? So
That's so fucking insane. I really do admire anybody that does a so it's my first year running shit, and we kind of did the best that you can possibly do. So we're just gonna try and keep doing that.
when you get here, you realize that you have so much control that it's kind of overwhelming at the beginning. Ordering 4, 5 for tasting, 5 for snacks. All right, Tarts, let's go. We gotta start building these flukes. You know, we have an open kitchen. We're not quite a chef's table, but like, I'm like right there. So whenever someone wants to say the meal was delicious, or talk to me, or complain, they can do it right to me. I'm like right there, you know. So, thank you.
I'm yelling at Chef. Chef, that shit
Who's call,
slap,
right?
bro.
Next on 4 faro. How you gonna give up? It's your mise en place, cuz. I think you need a little bit more mushroom in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough. People may expect a certain type of environment when they're eating a fine dining meal. They may not see us as one, maybe because the space, the lack of tablecloths, or the lack of luxury that they may want to walk in and see.
I want to see what it looks like on the inside.
Be very open-minded.
I'm gonna be bricked up if it looks like a Brooklyn brick,
next on the bass.
you know, brick
with the octo.
brick and mortar
We
place
have
with like
surprised a lot of guests. and
small
we've overachieved
tables.
in a lot of ways that people didn't expect the kind of meal or the experience. Big dumb scoop.
Bro, you're gonna see
Look
me.
at that.
Oh my god! I've never. I'm sorry. I've never even thought of having octopus in that way, and yet here I am thinking about maybe it's worth it. That looks so good.
Send me their wine. They're trying to take me home tonight or what? I want people to have a great meal and that feel it was delicious, but most importantly, it's like, hey, I had a great time there. Like, we'll be back. Next one for salmon. You ready for it?
Chef, I don't know if I can afford to be back, but I would be down. Oh. Hold on one sec, guys.